Hello, and welcome to my presentation on Picher, Oklahoma. This is the purpose and objectives of my presentation. They are to teach the audience about the history of the EPA Tar Creek Superfund site, demonstrate through graphs and figures the extent of chat contamination in Picher, Oklahoma, and show the cleanup efforts currently being employed at the Tar Creek Superfund site. This is the table of contents. Slide 3 is the population change of Picher, Oklahoma, which is a line graph. Slide 4 is the map of the EPA Tar Creek Superfund site, which is a map. Slide 5 is the blood lead levels of children around the Superfund site in 1994, which is a pie chart. Slide 6 is the lead levels in sediment from 1980 to 1982 and 1987 to 1989, which is a bar graph. Slide 7 is a contaminants of concern table. Slide 8 is lead blood levels 2014 to 2018 line graph. This is a line graph of the population change in Picher, Oklahoma. Picher used to be the national center of lead and zinc mining. And it was so much so that during World War I, Picher mine shafts produced over half of the lead used to make bullets fired. And in 1920, Picher became an incorporated community with a population of 9,676. The community's contribution to the war effort continued through World War II, and its population continued to be stable. In 1970, however, mining stopped. And in 1983, the EPA designated Picher as one of the communities part of the Tar Creek Superfund site. Finally, in 2008, a tornado ravaged through Picher, and over 100 homes were destroyed. This would essentially be Picher's last straw. The EPA offered to buy out the residents, and almost every single resident took them up on their offer. In 2010, there were only 20 residents left, and today it's a ghost town with no residents at all. This is a map of the EPA Tar Creek Superfund site. This was taken directly from the EPA's most recent 5-year report. And interestingly, there is no set boundary. So as you can see, Picher sits beneath the border of Kansas and Oklahoma, and its chat is its toxic waste, and its chat piles affected nearby towns in Ottawa County. While most of the residents in Picher, Cardin, and Hawkerville, and those are in Oklahoma, and Tracy in Kansas, while those towns have been relocated, the Quapaw Nation still resides in Picher, and they actually still have tribal marshals, public utilities, and construction offices located in Picher. And because of Picher's close proximity to Native American tribes, the Indian Health Service was instrumental in showing how Picher's chat piles affected children. And in 1994, the Indian Health Service notified the EPA that during their routine tests of children's blood lead levels, 34% of them had lead levels greater than 10 micrograms per deciliter. And of that 34% of them, 6% of them had lead levels greater than 20 micrograms per deciliter. This is a bar graph of lead levels in sediment collected at 7 monitoring sites during the pre and post remedial action periods. So what does pre and post remedial mean? Well, pre and post remedial action refers to the remedial action to the Rubidaw aquifer. And the Rubidaw aquifer sits below the acid mines in Picher, and it serves as the area's primary drinking water source. The average lead level during the pre-remedial period, and those are the green bars here, was about 329 milligrams per kilogram. However, 5 to 9 years later, during the post-remedial period, the average lead level actually increased to 483 milligrams per kilogram. This shows that the remedial actions of the Rubidaw aquifer did not fix the lead levels in sediment, and the 5-year report, which is the source underneath, theorized that this is due to the lead being less soluble than other elements, and they have to be manually removed instead. This table shows the contaminants of concern in 2020 in the Tar Creek Superfund's 4 operable units. So the 4 operable units are up here. Mine surface water and groundwater refers to the surface water contamination and threat of pollution to the Rubidaw aquifer. Residential soil and HAAs, high access areas, refer to residential areas. Eagle Picher Office Complex refers to a former office and laboratory facility in Cardin. And chat piles, mine, and mill waste refer to the areas where mining waste is located. So a previous removal action was taken at the Eagle Picher office complex, and as a result, you can see there is no lead detected. This was deemed a success, and the Eagle Picher office complex is no longer going to be included in future 5-year reports. However, cleanup actions were taken at the other 3 operable units in 1984, 1997, and 2008, and lead is still detected in all 3 of them. Lastly, this line graph shows the lead blood levels of children in Ottawa County. Compared to the lead blood levels of children in the 1994 Indian Health Service test, this is much better. In 1994, if you remember, 34% of them tested as having greater than 10 micrograms per deciliter. Now you can see between 2014 to 2018, this range with a blood lead level greater than 5 micrograms per deciliter is between 3.3 to 6.7%. So this is the summary. Picher, Oklahoma was a town that mined for lead and zinc. The Tar Creek Superfund was established in 1983 to clean up the contamination from toxic waste. Blood lead levels for children have decreased, and today Picher is a ghost town and cleanup activities are still occurring. This is my bibliography, and we're excited. Thank you so much for listening. Here is my contact information. I hope you learned something, and I hope you have a great day.